Hello everyone, I'm here to bring you the final game of the tournament. Bear against LT. They have already been playing for 34 minutes. I was a little bit busy, so I couldn't fire up the stream earlier. Eruption is the map they ended up on, which is probably the most played 4 versus 4 map we have, I think. Like, definitely for me in like the last year or two, this is probably the map I ended up playing the most. And I think that goes for most people. Yeah, pretty exciting to see the final. I'm gonna go over their bases in a minute. Let's see if Sado is online so he can edit the title. I don't think so. Right. They have 24 minutes left, so once this gets sorted out, then I'm gonna check out the bases. The butters both disconnect and reconnect. In case you guys don't know, Up and Black Pearl are brothers. Wait, are they? Yeah, they're brothers, right? Alright, there's a small chance that they're just friends, but... So both teams actually have brothers. It's Kungen and Zato and Up and Black Pearl. So, to get into the final of a Knights of Merchants tournament, all you need to do is ask your brother. Yeah, he's right. Where is To in a moment like this? Because Fu and To are also brothers. And they also used to play together all the time. This location is probably my favorite on this map and maybe even the best on the map. He jammed all his skull in here. It's always a little bit of a decision between going on top or on the bottom. The problem being that if you build everything on top and it runs out, then your gold smelters might struggle to produce. But whatever, that's not a concern for now. So let's see if anyone is struggling with anything. If I can see any problems. Like this base, everything seems fine. Like I haven't been paying too much attention. So I don't know like how early the iron is or something like that. But let's just identify problems, like if we see someone's gonna have starvation, something like that. Baldy baldy. Pretty standard. 3 piggies here for Huddy. I guess he's going pikes and bows. You can see that he's gonna add the 3rd gold smelter. He already has 3 gold mines. So yeah, 3 piggies, no stable. He's producing pikes. So he's just gonna try to be like a support player in a way. I mean, I think it's good to. I'm not that much of a fan to do it in like a 1 versus 1, but in a team game, it's nice if someone has a lot of pike. Especially on Eruption. Eruption is an easy map. We've played Eruption a ton. people don't really fuck up here much. So on easy maps, it's easier to get horses. Like the more difficult the map is, the easier, the harder it gets to get horses. And on easy maps, people make more horses, and then bikes get better, of course. Who's playing here? Mr. Fu. This looks like a Fu base to me. Also deciding to go 3 piggies. Maybe to make a statement to me, because I said that he never does it. This is interesting. Like, he could have added a market here, but instead he added it here. Oh, or he's gonna make a second one. I don't know. Anyways, 3 piggies, which means plenty of leather. Yeah, typical Fu stuff, 5 woodcutters only. Only ending a second gold mine now, like 18 minutes before the peacetime, 19 minutes before the peacetime. And if someone only makes the second gold mine now, to me that means you're gonna struggle with recruits. But Fu, it means he's fine somehow, because Fu stuff, you know, like I don't understand what happens in Fu bases, so I can't explain it to you, but somehow this will all work out, I assume. Zato. Also, is Fu fishing? Fu isn't fishing, so there's a lot of fish in this lake, and they share it. Yeah, in this version, this lake is split off, right? Yeah, it's got split off here. So if Fu isn't fishing, this one will last forever, and he can add a second, is what I wanted to say, and he's doing it at that exact moment. Maybe he realized, hey, Fu doesn't have one, that means I can get a second one. So that means that he doesn't have to make a bakery, which is nice. 3 piggies in a stable, iron production looks solid. I mean, yeah. Has anyone ever seen Zato or Kungan fuck up? You know, like they always produce armies, and everything here just looks solid. You know, adding a 9th farm right now, and it's like, it's not that it's insane or something. It's just that not many people do that anymore, especially not this early on. At least I don't think so. Okay, so this means spikes and swords. Yeah, he's building a second smithy here. Okay. Yeah, this will all be on time. I talked about this in the previous game, that I would prefer him to make the swords first and then the pike. So in case you fuck up or whatever, like, then at least you have your swords, and that's nicer to have than your pikes. Kungan. Well, this one is full, that's a waste. But he has 3, so it doesn't matter. I mean, if you have 3 smelters, you're gonna get rid of your iron ore anyway. I mean, it's still not pretty, but I think it will be fine. Need to tell someone. Why no double roads? Someone's name. I like it. Nice one. I don't know who it is, but definitely a Knights of Mercies player. So yeah, this looks really ugly. But besides that, all the wood on top, which is the standard to do on this location, like there's a forest here that you're just always gonna cut and delete. I mean, if you keep a woodcutter here, then your base is gonna get fucked over. Just, just yeah, too centralized. You need this spot for your buildings. And sometimes I even go for this forest, but this is probably better. When I play one of these locations, it's always like, am I gonna fish on top or in the middle? Because they have to decide either one. Wait, Gungan deleted his fisherman. Gungan made his fisherman here, like he just deleted it, and now he has to rebuild it here. But if you build it here instead, like from the very beginning, it can fish in both directions. So that's actually a waste. Um, Building it here, then deleting it, and rebuilding it is just always a waste of resources and time. Especially if you can just build it once and get both spawns. I know that this is something that Toe always used to do with making maps. He always made sure that you could build your fisherman in a certain way that he could reach both lakes. This is not Toe's map, by the way. This is Bullet's map. But regardless, let's play some other music. I don't think you guys can hear my music anyway. But wait, did I see some starvation here? Yeah, so what Upyop and Black Pearl do, and I noticed this in an earlier series, these guys are full, by the way. I think this is the most difficult location on the map. So I'm curious what army he will produce. But yeah, anyway, they go for 3 smithies, and then they go for 2 sword makers. Oh yeah, he has 3 and 2 now. And this was new to me, but apparently they've been doing this for many months now, and they always do it. Let's see if he does it. Yeah, he does it as well. So they get 3 mines. They stock up their iron ore in the storehouse, and then they go 3 and 2. And yeah, apparently it's working really well for them. I've never did this style myself, but yeah. Supposedly it's pretty good, so if you have also never tried it, just like me, maybe it's a fun thing to try out. Okay, so his storehouse is already gone, right? Yeah. His storehouse is already gone. He's on 2 gold smelters. 9 minutes. Okay, yeah. I mean, it looks like he's gonna add pike, which means he needs even more recruits. And I think recruits could be a problem here, because schools are looking a bit empty, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think recruits might be tricky. Oh, you can fish here? I've never known that. Never done this either. These guys need to start production. Yeah, so he's going for the spam build, like bows and pike. How are his bows? How's his wood? Seems fine. 3 gold smelters. Getting a 3rd school up. Does he have enough serfs? 80. Maybe this base needs even more than 80, I'm not sure. But yeah, just going for heavy spam. I'll leave this open so you guys can see how much time is left. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Like, somehow he will manage to get enough recruits. Just mysterious things happen in full bases. He is on 62 reserves, which is lower than anyone. Almost everyone has 80, and they almost don't have enough at 80. And then you look at this base, you see 63, and they're idle. They're just chilling. It feels like, when I look at this base, it feels like nothing is happening here. Like, nobody's producing anything. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a ghost town. But yeah, I mean, magically numbers appear here, and he needs to get some access. Should probably do that soon, because these are not producing right now, so I would just start getting the access. But yeah, just going for a mixture army. He added his stable late, so he's not gonna have many horses, just maybe 3. Depending on how much corn goes inside, maybe, I don't know. When I see this, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah, looking decent with 6 minutes to go. You know, trading corn for stone for corn, like everything is just full gaming. Thunder is asking me if there's anyone streaming, so I need to answer him. I'm back. I keep closing this. I'm so used to closing it, but I think it's nice to leave it open. Jesus, Sato. Yeah, this is with 5 minutes to go now, and already so many bows. I mean, this is just dirty. I assume swords will catch up mostly. Yeah. I mean, swords are gonna be behind a little bit, I guess. But in 5 minutes, if they both produce, you can make a lot. Oh, he's even making pike still. Like, he's not afraid. But I think bows is typical eruption gaming. Eruption really comes down to having a lot of bows usually. There's not really a chance to make really special maneuvers. And just having a really big group of bows. Like, this is a huge group of bows. I mean, it's 40 now and it's 4 minutes to go. Yeah, it's really powerful on this map. It's pretty lame, but it's strong. Kungen significantly less bows. Like a little bit more iron, I guess. Oh wait, I'm comparing to S. No, I mean, just looks like Sato is doing better than Kung in this game. Alright, that's a surprise. Up. This army is not insane by any means, but he's gonna have over 30-30, and in my opinion, it's the most difficult location. So I've played here a lot of times because I would usually just not. Well, especially back in the day, I would never choose location. Nowadays, I do pick location sometimes, but for like maybe 2 years or something, I would never pick a location. Well, except on Richland. Besides Richland, I would never pick location ever. And so I would just AFK in the lobby, and then I would check back, and I saw everyone picked a location already. So I would end up on a random location, and that was always this one because nobody wanted to play here. So I actually ended up playing here a lot of times, and I fucked it up every time. Like, I've not had a good game here once. I just hate this location with a passion. The gold is just so annoying to, and you need to go around this iron cliff. Somehow these things end up full, just like is happening to him. But he made it work. I mean, this is these are not insane numbers, but for this location, I would be happy with this army. I played here so many times, and I probably almost always had worse than this. So Maybe actually all my games had worse army than this. So maybe it's time to copy this pre-build. Um, Black Pearl. I mean, for this location, I think this is not that impressive. It's a reasonable army, but on this location there's even more possible. Yeah, Baldy is struggling with recruits. I said this before. Because he is 40 leather, 40, so I'm not gonna count the weapons, but this is 80, which means he's 25 recruits short, and he is getting a third gold smelter, so he is trying to catch up. The spam army also, no, plenty of recruits actually, like a little bit behind, but it's fine. So 50-50, just spam bullshit. Fu, he needs to get those axes. I said it before. I mean, he's making shields but not axes. That's really pretty weird. 50 fucking bows. I mean, everyone seems to be having a reasonable game at least. I don't think there's any huge army differences. From what I saw, I think. Hmm. Yeah, from what I saw from the armies, I think that there isn't really a difference in the teams. So that's really nice, of course. I mean, if the armies look balanced, that's always more fun for the viewers. Um, it's um, it's hopefully gonna be a fun game. The way Eruption plays is that it usually doesn't really have just a one-click fight. I mean, not just like instant action or something like that. Um, I think on this map, bows are especially powerful, like more powerful than any other map. Um, because if you want to, like, there are three openings. There's on top, on the middle, and on the bottom. And if you're the team that wants to make a maneuver, so you want to move your knights from top to bottom or something like this. So let's say that's the thing you're trying to do. You have knights on top, and you'd say, okay, let's attack on the bottom. I'm gonna send my knights to the bottom. Then the middle player will always arrive to the bottom on time to help out, and you just end up walking into three players and just this enormous wall of just bows shooting at you. And I mean, of course, knights are strong against bows, but if you're standing against 150 bows, I mean, if three people have 50 bows each, you're just gonna lose them, and that's really the shame of Eruption. Um, well, actually, there's a fourth opening in the game, because on top there's also the bridge. So I guess there's four openings, but you don't really use that one. But on the other hand, I've also played a lot of really fun games here. I think Eruption is a lot of fun if all armies get cleaned up. Like if everyone loses all their units and then you no longer have this like bullshit with 200 bows, but it just everyone is just small armies. Then this map becomes a lot of fun because there's a lot of chance to maneuver actually at that point. It's probably my favorite map if the army dies. So yeah, it looked like the only one playing out of the ordinary was Hari, whatever you wanna pronounce it. He went for the pike bow composition, and everyone else just went for the standard sword bow stuff. And why no? Why no what? Oh, I see that Shadow or someone else edited the title. Okay, so there was also some discussion about playing this as a best of three or just a one game, and they said that they wanted to. Um, look look at this shit. 50 bows. Anyways, they said that they wanted to play best of 3, but not everyone was able to play because people are leaving on holidays tonight or tomorrow or something. So they ended up just being like, whatever, let's just play one game. Yeah, who's gonna win this, guys? Tell me your votes. Personally, I picked beer, but I think it's really close. I think beer is ahead of inexperience, things like this, but I mean, games can be determined by other stuff. One weird fight and can be GG, you know? Should probably pay some attention to the scouting. Oh yeah, and Baldy of course needs to get his army out at some point, so recruits are still behind a little bit. Hopefully he'll manage to produce everything. Besides that, I think everyone was fine. I don't feel like anyone was going to starve or something like that. This is a pretty deep scout from Upyap. No, it doesn't really matter if you can see someone's base or not. But being able to see... Well, you can see his barracks and that's always useful. This is a place that you really want to see. This if you can manage to see this, that's always really nice. Yeah, Fu is getting some good scout with this horse here. But they're in the dark here, which sucks for them. They should definitely... Did anyone bother with the bridge at all? Kungen just defended it, but Upyop didn't send anything there. It's not typical that Fu is skipping stable, no. I don't think it's typical. Yeah, Fu going for 3 piggies first was surprising. But maybe... Wait, he deleted the fissure and then rebuilt it here. That's some weird shit. Just so this guy can plant one more tree or... Okay, whatever. Let's not miss out on action because of some bullshit like that. Looks to me like everyone is just taking their positions. I mean, Fu's army is still in his base, so nothing is gonna happen now. Okay, so it's surprising to me that the brothers don't play together. Like, you would assume that this would be Zatora and you would put S here or something like that. We've seen in the last semi-final that S was really looking to play aggressive. So, maybe we'll see something again. I mean, they're really looking to push forward. They're not, you know, taking a position like this instead of something like here, or it means that you want to play, if that makes sense. Like, for example, how do you put his army here? And you can even, like, he's even pushing forward. You can even put your army, for example, here. And if you do that, then you really close off the game. Because then you're just 4 armies combined. And wherever someone is gonna attack, you can just help them. You can just help your teammates so easily. But if you put your army here, that means you're not as much in a position. For example, if a fight breaks out, these spikes from Fu will arrive. Ooh. Okay, let's just focus on this first. I think you guys understand my point anyway. Oh, they're really looking to go in? not messing around. I think they really plan to catch. This is not just pretending. Ooh, that was almost a catch. Okay, so his bows are blocked against this. And this is 2 versus 1. Maybe. Okay, now S. I think S should have went on Upyop. He should have ignored this as much as he could. But Upyop's melee is fighting here. So Upyop doesn't have his melee against Kungen. Which means he's gonna get rammed against Kungen. Everyone is joining up. I'm really surprised to see action this fast again, but I think it's looking good for Bear because they're winning so hard on top. Foo Spike's arriving on time. But the top is the real breaking point. Upyop did not have his melee here. His melee was fighting here instead of for himself. And now these bows are just gonna get run down from the top side. This is looking good for Bear, for sure. These bows are, yeah, they're all shooting anyway. Yep, this is just coming from the top. Hari is arriving later than Fu because he was pushed on the bottom. This would be so underwhelming if it's gonna be GG like this, but it's looking likely. Okay, Hari will win on the bottom. Body needs to start helping with his bows. They need to somehow clean everything up, but they don't have any knights to do so. Okay, so this is stabilized a little bit. They still have some bows here. Black Pearl didn't really lose his bows. I don't think it's GG actually. Actually, I mean, Hari still has a lot of pikes. So Kungen survived with a lot more than Upyop, but Hari survived with a lot more than Fu. Because Fu arrived to the fight earlier, he was already losing units. Okay, so this is actually good news for us, because I was really scared that it was just gonna be a GG like that. But I think it kind of stabilized. It was definitely looking really scary for LT. I think maybe I was overreacting during the fight, but I really felt like, wow, they can just run down these bows from the top side. You know what I mean? Like, these bows were just in a line with no defenses. But they managed to get out. The Bear team didn't have knights to clean it up or something like that. So now that the smoke has cleared, Hari just hasn't lost units, I feel like. I think his whole army is remaining. Whereas Fu has like, 30% left. So Hari is their strong point, and this group of melee, I think they might need it on the bottom. I don't think it's a good choice to put them all here. So these guys, they don't have any melee. This pushing is really a bad choice, because your top side is your weak side. You need to play on your bottom side. I mean, if these words storm now, what are you gonna do? You need to run away. I mean, let's see what Kungen does. I think he sees this as well. I mean, he doesn't dare to do it, but I think there's definitely a chance for them to do something on top. S is sending some horses. Yeah, Bear sees this. Hari needs to push his advantage, and yep, here comes the storm. And this was like very obvious for a really long time. So I hope for them that they have something prepared for this, because okay, this is 6 melee, what they're wasting for this now. These bows are up against the cliff again, which means they cannot move. Hari is not pushing at his advantage at all, but he's just deciding to team up, which is, by now, it's the best choice. Let's see what Kungen does. Does he go in further, or does he call it, well, let's go back, Hari is here. This is a lot of bows, still. These bows also need to get in the fight. But overall, I think that was a small fight, and now everyone is gonna return. I think Black Pearl pushed pushing up all the way to here and like trying to micro bows with knights and all that stuff, I think it was not possible. Like you could see that their top side was their weak side. They needed to play towards the bottom. Watch out, Fu. Oh, this is what's happening here. Fu's oh, he's just killing some pikes. Okay, that's good for Fu actually. He needs to get the hell out of here with his bows. Anyways, I don't think this will get caught. So yeah. So this storm from Kungen, I think any good player. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm a good player, but any decent player should have seen this coming. Like it was really obvious to me. Like you can just storm Kungen. What are they gonna do? And it's just so obvious that Hari is their strong person right now, and they should play towards the bottom side. If Hari puts his army on bottom, that means you're playing towards bottom. So them pushing on top was disrespectful, and it cost them some units. It cost them maybe. I mean, in that small trade that happened, they definitely lost a little bit more, but it was maybe 20 units. You know, it's not. It ended up not being a big deal, but it's risky choices. And now Baldy actually joined up here as well. So yeah, this game could go pretty long. There's not a lot of melee left. I mean, Hari still has all spikes. And there's still like some group of swords left here and there from, especially from Kungen still has the group of swords. But mostly it's just gonna be a bow spam. The border's getting some lag. They're sitting next to each other, so either both lag or nobody does. Yeah, with so many bows alive, like this can be a really good place. Like these are fresh reinforcements, and you can just get some kills. I think you should catch actually, and then slam your knights in there. Yeah, this can be good for you, Fu. If you go in here with your knights. I mean, these spikes, they are fighting as a group already, and Hari is snaking. And like knights against spike do pretty fine if you're teamed up. Does he go in? He does? I don't think he should though. Well, if that pike stays alive long enough. Yeah, no, it's good. As soon as that one pike died, it should be good. But this is like... Fu lost 5 pikes and 1 knight. And he killed like maybe 15 fresh units. And things like this, I really like to see it. I think it's a really good play. You know, you force Hari to pay attention to this from now on. It's just... yeah, it's really nice. I like to see that. Everyone is... barracks getting empty. Let's see if Baldy managed. Yeah, he made a third gold smelter, and he managed to get all his units out. Fu, of course, never goes for the big base. And we're now 1 hour 12 minutes, and it doesn't matter yet. Because for now, you're not gonna get outproduced yet. But if this turns out to be one of those games that's gonna last like over 2 hours, which is definitely possible with the position right now. I'm gonna save it. Then maybe it will be an issue that you're going for this small base, you know. Oh, he did actually get 8 woodcutters, so it's not like he's still on 5. But you know, he's just 5 farms, just small stuff. If it goes really late, then it starts to matter. For now, it doesn't yet. Actually, I think people feel like if you go 5 farms, you're gonna get outproduced early on. But actually, like this whole late game idea it only starts to make a difference like really after like 1 hour 30 minutes or something like this. If you check the stats, that's when the differences usually start beginning. I mean, he's also trading stone for corn, and this stone will run out. Overproducing shields a bit. So the way the armies are positioned right now, if someone starts putting army here, which Fu is actually doing. Whoa, this is, yeah, he's really looking to. Oh, look at this. This is not gonna get away in time. Oh, you need to split. You need to split, Fu. How do you catch it? Come on. Oh, all these X fighters, split them, split them. Run away. Why are you standing still? Okay. Oh, Zato is pushing away the bows. These bows are not shooting from Zato. Bikes destroy X fighters. So this trade is gonna be good for LT. But let's see if it turns out to be a bigger fight. A lot of Baldy Knights here. Fu is not gonna go through with this base push. He's gonna try to flank. If Baldy should leave his knights here to defend the flank. If he doesn't defend the flank, yeah, good job, Baldy. Esken, okay, he's gonna fight. Some bullshit happening here, it's just one horse gonna die. I think this fight still looks pretty even. I think it's gonna be one of those fights where the melee units die and then bows remain. And knights could become really important. Okay, Baldy decided to catch, but Kongen is here to back them up. I hope to see that if he manages to kill these, that he runs away. Don't go in further, I think. Yeah, good choice. You want to keep your knights alive. You would have died against these swords. So yeah, what I said before seems like it's gonna end up happening. A lot of melee units die, but the bows remain. And things still seem pretty stabilized. Which makes more for good entertainment. Like, I'm glad to see that this game is going close. This is what a final should be like. Fu is gonna push here. If everyone leaves their army in the middle, nothing will happen in this game. If people start putting army here and here, like Fu is doing now, like the more you spread out the map, the more chances of maneuvers. So if someone starts putting army here, then the game could explode. Yeah, Fu is giving Hadi a bad time. Like, if you put your army like this, if Fu managed to hold this position like here, then Hadi cannot join up with his new reinforcements. Like these 3 bows, you cannot just walk past, you know. He's just gonna micro. I think Baldy could maybe send his knights down. I mean, if these knights just full on go for Fu, then he cannot run. Like against this army, he can run away. But Baldy is too late. I think Baldy should have been on display. These guys need to start pushing because they're focusing on Fu. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You're just not gonna manage to catch these units with Hadi's infantry units. But if Baldy was active, like if these knights were more active, then you can force a way that Fu cannot run with his bows, because knights are of course faster than bows. Thunder asking me if it's best of 1 or kind of best of 3. I talk about this in a little bit, so I'm sure he will hear the answer. But it's definitely a best of 1. I kind of want to go over the bassist, but I feel some tension. I feel like maybe a fight will begin. So I'm just gonna... I just want to see the ints. Like, this is looking like a small bit of starvation, but it's controlled, you know. He did make a baker, so besides 4 piggies with a baker, it should be fine. Gonna check out the battlefield as much as I can so that I don't miss anything. 10 farms, 4 piggies, 2 stables. Wow, Baldy. Maybe you need more serfs, I don't know. Just 80 serfs doesn't seem enough for something that big, maybe. Yeah, replacing coal is really important. Oh, Baldy's knight did get here. What I said before, he does manage to do it now. And Fu is gonna be in trouble because his knights will die earlier. Some small fight happening there. Nothing happening in the middle, so everything will come down to the bottom. But looks like... yeah, these knights will clean up. And he can push now. Push on these bottom bows, not on the middle ones. Push on the bottom. Come on, Baldy. Go for it. This is good for LT. They have an advantage in the middle, but they're behind on the bottom. But these knights are too far now. He's Black Pearl's trying to go for her flank. I'm sure someone from Bear will see this. Ooh, up, misclick, I think. He walked a bit too far forward. And this flank will not work. These swords will manage to catch it. I think this top side... don't run. Yeah, just take the fight. I think it's good for Bear. I think this fight is good for Bear for sure. Knights arriving as well. I feel like LT lost a lot more melee here than Bear. There's just... The difference in shooters is a lot. Like this group of bows, like let's say this is, I don't know, 50. And this is 20, you know, that made a huge difference. He didn't split off the knights, but maybe that means that he will just get lucky and kill these without losing something. S is pushing on, he can't. I think Kungan got a little bit lucky here for his knights to survive like that. It's a bit RNG sometimes. These units are really out of place right now. Hardy's trying to push, or he's indecisive, now he's going back again. So this is still a mess, so they're not ready yet. And Bear sees this and they're trying to push on. This is a mess, they need to make up their mind. Hardy is like going back and forth. They're losing units, just wasting them. Hardy has some pikes here that he probably isn't aware of, so I hope that someone tells him. I mean, this is like really... I'm sure that these have been there for a while. Hardy is playing on the bottom, so he just isn't aware that he left those there at some point. Fucking mosquito. One moment, okay. His mouse died, okay. Well, this has been a really cool game so far. Good deserving of a final. This is the kind of final that we all want to see. I really felt for a moment in that very first fight that it was gonna be GG there, but I'm glad to be wrong. I'm gonna watch my stream myself for a little bit, so you will hear my voice from 20 minutes ago. I want to see if everything is working fine. We've seen in the last summit final that S is really looking to play aggressive. So maybe we'll see something again. I mean, they're really looking to push forward. They're not, taking a position like this instead of sitting here. That means that you want to play. That makes sense. Abyob's melee is fighting here. So Abyob doesn't have his melee against Kungen, which means he's gonna get ramped against Kungen. Uh, Everyone is joining up. I'm just really surprised to see action this fast again, but I think it's looking good for Bear because they're winning so hard on top. Alright. Sorry about that, I was just rewatching it. Seemed like my mic was fine. I know my mic is pretty poor quality and Dada Bus, I don't know who you are, but you're correct in saying that I should get a new one. And I'll think of doing that soon. Again. Alright, I'm just gonna watch the stream back because otherwise I'm gonna be bored. Hardy is arriving later than Fu because he was pushed in the bottom. This would be so underwhelming if it's gonna be GG like this, but it's looking likely. Okay, Hardy will win on the bottom. Body needs to start helping with his bows. They need to somehow clean everything up, but they don't have any knights to do so. Okay, so this stabilized a little bit. They still have some bows here. Black Bull didn't really lose his bows. I don't think it's GG actually. Maybe I'm. I mean, Hardy still has a lot of pikes. So Kungen survived with a lot more than Abya, but Hardy survived with a lot more than Fu. Because Fu arrived to the fight earlier, he was already losing units. Okay, so this is actually good news for us, because I was really scared that it was just gonna be GG like that. But I think it kinda stabilized. It was definitely looking really scary for LT. I think maybe I was overreacting during the fight, but I really felt like, wow, they can just run down these bows from the top side. You know what I mean? Like, these bows were just in a line with no defenses. But they managed to get out. The bear team didn't have knights to clean it up or something like that. So now that the smoke is cleared, Hardy just hasn't lost units, I feel like. I think his whole army is remaining. Whereas Fu is like, 30% left. So Hardy is their strong point, and this group of melee, I think they might need it on the bottom. I don't think it's a good. Alright, I'm just gonna mute myself. I'm not gonna listen to my awesome voice all the time. No, but it's looking like a nice game. I mean, the problem now is that the bows will not die. Like, unless a really big fight breaks out, people will just manage to keep running away with the bows. And the value of knights also really increases. Like, knights are insane now. If you manage to get a good attack, and then after like the smoke is clear, like after the melee has died, of course units are gonna get starvation, which is also a factor. But after a fight, if you then manage to show up with 10 knights or something like that, it's insane. I know that Razor used to do this on Eruption a lot, which is a really dirty strategy, and sometimes I would be pretty pissed off at him if he was in my team. Oh, this looks looking bad. All these. Oh, holy shit! Oh my god, I missed this. I'm so sorry. Holy shit! I've not missed any action yet in any game, but I just saw something huge, which I haven't covered it at all, but I saw that Hardy's base got killed. That's insane. That makes it such a big difference. I'm really sorry that I missed that action. That's the first time that I miss action like that. I was just saying, like, I was just thinking to myself, like, has anyone done any sneaky attacks yet? Because Fu can go into that base, and you already saw that he was trying to push the base all the time, like he was pressuring. And of course there's Kungen's base can be attacked on top, over the bridge. So I was just thinking that like, oh, let's have a look at that. And when I checked, I think his barracks was even gone. Like his town is completely dead. And if Fu manages to kill all the important buildings, so all the schools, all the storehouses, and the barracks. Well, there's no storehouse probably. I mean, if that happens, then Hardy cannot move his army anymore. Like then the units become uncontrollable. If you lose all your main buildings, you cannot control your army, and that's just instant GG. Then at that point, it's GG no matter what. But at this point, already Beer is a heavy favorite because really sorry that I missed this before. I probably should have focused on it earlier. Um, it's one of those things that if you're playing in the game, you should always notice it, or your team should tell you instantly. Let's see what he has left. He is on 2 schools. Oh, but he hasn't noticed? Oh, of course he noticed. He's running away. Okay, so if he loses these 2 buildings, these 4 buildings, that means he's out of the game. So LT, they need to win a fight, and they need to win it now. He's actually getting a good trade with these spikes that he didn't know he had. It feels like communication is a bit off. Okay, so LT needs to make something happen. There's no pressure on Beer. They already won, you know, like they killed this base, which means they're winning. So Fu just went through here. Yeah. We could see him pushing here all the time, and he decided. I mean, Fu makes a lot of bullshit units. He has not many farms, so that means you're gonna have spare wood. You can make militia, and well, he really put them to work in this game because he did some balakaka attack into this base. Okay, so LT, what do you have to show? You have these knights. You need to start moving. You need to make something happen. I mean, you shouldn't rush it in the sense that like it needs to happen within a minute, because if you do that, then you're just gonna fuck it up. But within 5 minutes from now, they need to win something. Okay, I think Hari is just like, fuck everything, I'm just gonna try to kill Fu. So maybe he's just gonna try to go for the Fu base. But they need his units in middle. Hari is moving in the wrong direction. But maybe that's the chance that they take. They just hope that this holds somehow. But it's looking... Baldy is in a really bad position. He's moving his... stop moving forward, Baldy, Baldy, Baldy! Yeah. Okay, he got caught. Baldy was AFK or something. I mean, he lost like 20 units, and now he lost this for almost nothing. I mean, well, they're shooting back, so... Okay, so Hari decided to go help instead. So I feel like Hari has been undecided for a big portion of this game. But this fight will just come to nothing again. Like, bows will survive and nothing else will happen. Baldy really wasted a lot of units here. Like, these melee is just blocking themselves. Like, Hari joined up, but he's also blocking himself. I mean, the way that they managed to hold 3 versus 3, Hari should have just been like, fuck everything, I'm just gonna go for a full base. Oh my god, if these buildings... these are the... okay, he also has a storehouse. I'm pretty sure that the storehouse counts as a building as well. But if he loses those 3 buildings, it's GG. At that point it's over. Hari is stuck. Everything inside. Yeah, I think it's GG, guys. Only the bows will remain, and that means that LT has no chance to do anything aggressive. Here, Hari is just losing units by the second. He's on 3 serfs right now. I think in a moment like this, I mean, as soon as Hari sees that his base is getting attacked, of course he should communicate it instantly. And in a moment like this is where experience shows. And you need to know what to do in a situation like that. You need to be aggressive. You need to make a plan. And for example, they were holding 3 versus 3 here. Maybe Hardy could have sent everything into Fu base, and then you. I mean, if Fu loses his base, then it's a 3 versus 3 for the rest of the team, you know. But just holding and just this is just nothing. Like this, nothing is happening. These units should have. When he still had this big group, he should have tried to kill Fu base, and then it's a trade-off. Fu actually not killing the storehouse yet. I think he doesn't realize that he should kill the storehouse. I'm like 99% sure that it's not gonna be Hari dead now. Yeah, exactly. He is still alive, so he can still control his units. But as soon as he loses the storehouse, it's GG. And Fu should realize that he should kill the storehouse to win the game. Hari is just walking forward like, whatever, I'm gonna lose them anyway. Oh my god, but you're not dead, Hari. You're still playing. This was like... I understand that you want to move forward, but this was overkill. Yep, so now it's definitely GG. Pretty cool game. It's a real shame that I missed out on the action that happened in this base attack. I'm sorry for that again. This is just, it's over now. What a surprise, what a way to win. I mean, the game was like a stalemate. And then, you know, you have chances to attack here. You have chances to attack here or something bullshit. But Fu actually pulled it off. And I'm a big fan of those moves. Usually you only have to invest like 30 units, 20 units. I've won a lot of games like that myself, where I made moves like that. And this is kind of what I mean about Fu not having a late game base. I mean, yeah, he just makes militia instead of other units, but if you use them well, something like that, but it doesn't matter. So this game lasted an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm curious to see how much less Fu produced than any other. Like here, look at Fu. Weapons produced. He's like, I don't know, like just middle of the pack. Like only Zato has more than anyone else. Let's see kills. Yeah, Baldy. Like Baldy having the least kills is just no surprise. If I would rank these 8 players from skill level, like especially fighting wise, Baldy is just the least good of these 8. Like he's by no means a bad player. I mean, this is the final. These are 8 good players. But if you're gonna start comparing them, then Baldy is the weakest link. I think everyone can agree. And maybe I think also Hardy dropped the ball on this one. And it's funny that I said that Bear as a team they have a lot more experience. I mean, Black Pearl and Uphill are still relatively new to the game, and this game actually came down to experience. It came down to those small things. Look at Hardy. Look at this. Like this is where the fight happens. Look at Hardy. He just doesn't lose army. He just still has 100 units, but he just kept walking back and forth and indecisive. Like didn't know what to do. And then he lost his base, and he still had. When he was losing his base, like when. Okay, so it happened at 1 hour 20, right? So at 1 hour 20, he still had like 70 units. Like you need to just make something happen at all costs. You can't just. I don't know, like they just rolled over and died at that point, and you need to be creative. You need to like creativity, like Fu shows, can come a long way. So fighting wise, Kungen most kills is no surprise. That first fight was insane for Kungen. He was winning in the first fight on top. And I think Fu after the first fight is probably down a lot of, like, his kill death ratio is probably pretty bad at that point. Zato definitely spamming the most. I mean, these are quality units. He has more weapons than anyone. Iron, like, I think everyone replaced their coal mines and stuff. Oh, Baldy didn't replace his coal mines, maybe, or is that? Oh no, never mind. Sorry, that's Hardy, of course. Yeah, everyone replaced their coal. I didn't really notice any starvation. Fu has the lowest food, but he plays with less serfs than anyone else, so he doesn't need as much food. So I think all bases were pretty fine. Um, what a game, guys! It was really exciting. I'm gonna let's see. Iron, everyone is the same. Corn, yeah, Fu is of course a little bit behind because he plays with less farms. Okay, well, let's look at the replay because a lot of things happened in this game, which are of course really interesting. I do hope you guys stay around for this small little analysis of everything that happened. Maybe you can learn something from it. Maybe you have something like your own opinions to share. Like, I'm always curious to hear what you guys think. I see that right now we have 33 viewers, which is really nice. It's, I mean, it's a really old game, right? So you're not gonna reach like the hundreds of people, but I think it's a nice amount. And I think this was a final worthy game. Like, it didn't go like bullshit 3 hour gaming, which is at that point it's just no more fun at some point. But it was exciting and close, and like until I realized that Fu killed Hari's base. As soon as I saw that, then I knew it was GG. But before that, uh, things were looking so close. What a way to win! Just experience. Like, this is really just experience. Like, if LT was better as a team, and like their communication is better, their understanding of the game is better, they've been playing for many years and things like this, then you have been in these situations before where one of your teammates got base killed. Like, this used to happen a lot in the past. Like, we played quite a lot of the Final Frontier, and the Final Frontier, like, so many games ended in a base kill on that map, because on top and on bottom you have the bridges. Uh, and I know that I've personally done it to a lot of people a lot of times. Like, I've killed bases like maybe 30 times. Like, I used to do it quite a lot in the past. So yeah, so let's look at the fight. So something that I was talking about in this game during the game is that this position is bad. Like, Hardy is out of position here because you cannot join up on time. And if you cannot join up on time, that means that you need to be able to attack on time. Like, you need to be able to do either of those. But since he cannot catch because he doesn't have any knights, like, if he goes forward, Fu can just run away. That just means that this army is not able to do anything. Like, you cannot help up, you cannot help your team, and you cannot attack. You need to always be able to do at least one of those two things. So this position is bad. Like, I would rather just see him put it here. And Fu, like Fu is doing. Like, Fu is standing here with a bit. He's keeping Hardy distracted or something. Like, he's trying to poke his interest. But he has like 20 pikes here that are ready to fight. So Hardy needs to do the same, and he is going to do it now. But this is already too late because action is already beginning. So this is a small mistake from Hardy. And yeah, these guys are really looking to be aggressive. Uh, I did not see this catch, but this is actually pretty huge. Pikes against horses. So Black Pearl is losing like 10 knights. Or well, he's gonna get some kills, but definitely not worth it. You want to have those on top. This is pretty huge. And I think they make a mistake with their melee decisions. Okay, so these knights are gonna die. That's so now I understand why Zato ended up in such a weird position. Look at all these knights just dying. Okay, so this group of swords, is up swords, you know. So either this group has to go to here right now, or this group has to go to here right now. And this you need like instant communication. Like okay, if up needs to say either he goes up or he stands, or he needs to say I stand still and you go up. And I don't think they were that clean. You see that, like I said, Fu will be a little bit sooner, arriving a little bit sooner. Okay, so these swords actually do try to go here. Oh, but this is bad. Like, look, he's blocking his own passage. Like, these bows, you should have stayed put here so your swords can pass through. Like, this opening was for your swords. So this is a big mistake from Black Pearl, actually. That makes a really big difference. You need to, yeah, I already said it. So Zato is gonna fight Baldy. And Black Pearl just AFK, and now he's like, I can't get my sword through. Yeah, I mean, that's your own fault. You should have left the passage open. And basically, Apyop's swords are fighting for Black Pearl instead of for himself. So Black Pearl should have been fighting for him. Like, they should have been fighting for each other, the way the troops are positioned. So it's actually a mistake from Black Pearl. Okay, so yeah, Baldy's bows are a little lacking behind. Like, his position is a bit awkward. Zato is definitely in the fight more than Baldy. And I think that Bear did like this first part of the fight a lot better than LT, but there's just a huge thing in Night Immersions, which is like, how to say it, like defender favoritism. Like if you're a defender, if you're the defending team, that's just like a huge bonus. Like it's always a lot harder to attack. And now, like these swords are still alive, of course, because he didn't get them in front. And now he keeps on getting caught by like one unit. Okay, so Kungen's knights need to somehow clean up these bows. That's like that should be their main focus. Yeah, so Fu is fighting with his spikes and his other stuff is arriving. Baldy is fighting against Sato. Black Pearl actually get some kind of flank off on his bows, which is probably gonna make a difference. So these swords from Black Pearl are kind of like he split them off and he's kind of going both ways, but not really gonna do a whole lot on either side. At least these Kungen knights die a bit. These knights need to go. Oh, the knights, why did he do that? Why did he not just run after the bows? He decided to go here, which is really weird. I don't like that from Kungen. So Fu and Hari will end up fighting here. But Sato's bows are all getting... Yeah, this made the big difference in the end. This is why the first fight wasn't GG. It's because Black Pearl managed to get on top of these bows. And now Sato's bows are dying. And then Fu ends up having like a lot less shooters. Because Baldy is still there. And Hari also has more. So this fight is really in favor of the LT team. Yeah, basically I talked about these things in game. I think Kung and these knights should have been on top of these bows and just killing. They should not, Bear team should not have let them get away with this. And on bottom, look at this rape. I mean, Fu is just losing everything and he's not killing anything. Like, Like this is just, it's not really Fu's mistake either. So now I understand why the first fight wasn't GG. So we can speed it up a bit. So this is where Fu starts to, like this game is right now. Oh yeah, well we have all seen this happen before. Like when I was saying it, this was disrespectful. This was a big mistake from Black Pearl to keep on pushing and microing. I'm sorry that I skipped through it in the replay, but we have already seen it. I mean, I said in the game, like this is their strong side and this is their weak side, and they push on their weak side and they do nothing on their strong side. Like, how do you have so many units? Like so many units. Like you need to look at these bows. How do you need to do something and not up and Black Pearl? So this is a mistake from LT that they're playing on their weak side instead of on their strong side. And this trade was definitely in favor of Beer. Um, and Hardy just goes stop, which means nothing will happen and it's just gonna be a standstill. He tries to catch, but you can't catch because you have Pike. Basically, what Hardy needs, when Hardy has this many units, what you really need is someone else to catch for you with knights. Like the knights have the speed to make a catch, and then the fight will happen, and then you have the army advantage. But you cannot do it yourself when you have an army like this. It needs good communication. Yeah, so we've seen this part where Fu kills the new units. And we saw in the post-game stats, like in the end-game stats, we saw that Fu had a positive kill-death ratio. And I'm sure that if you look at the stats after this first fight here, he lost like a lot of his units and he didn't kill anything. So he managed to catch up with these kind of things. So Fu really showed his experience in this game, and I think he was the MVP of this game for sure, at least in my opinion. If someone else thinks something differently, you can let me know. Yeah, and he starts to be annoying here. Like this is an annoying thing. I'm sure that he hasn't attacked yet. Of course, I'm not gonna miss it in the replay as well. At some point, he's gonna attack here. Like he's cutting off the reinforcements. Like he's being a real nuisance, and that's really a good move. Alright, so I know that nothing is gonna happen for a while. I'm just gonna zoom out to make sure. I'm also gonna put it on this so then I will see when this attack will happen. I will see it on the minimap. I know that you guys can't see anything. I can't see anything either. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a mistake from Fu actually that I didn't like the fact that he left his X-Fighters here. I didn't feel like that was good. Zato needed to get his bow shooting. I've said all these things in game already. Basically, whenever everyone goes to a big pal, like everyone groups up all their units in one place, that means it's gonna go even. Because the bows will just clean up everything, and then the bows remain, and people will be like, what now? Yeah, nothing. Hardy, Baldy, I said this in game as well, that Baldy did a good job not going to this fight, but protecting the flank. I like that. So good job Baldy on that one. Hardy is like, can I send my new units in yet? Can I come here, please? But like the things Hardy is producing, like militia, nonsense, maybe he should be the one trying to kill Fu's base, you know? But he was so indecisive this game. I think Hardy made some big mistakes in this game, especially later on. So Baldy kills these knights, and at this point you might be tempted to be like, hey, I can get on these bows, and maybe it's a risk worth taking, but there's 4 knights arriving from Fu. Like these bows can just take a small step back, and all of a sudden you're fighting horses against swords and you're losing everything for free. So I think this is a bait. Like you should not take this. But so good job on Baldy for realizing. I felt like Baldy is the kind of person to fall for a trap like that. But I think he made the right choice to not do it. Yeah. So this is where Fu is just constantly being annoying, and he's probably gonna start saving up stuff for base attack. And I remember this really strongly. Um, I've talked about this now numerous times, but basically Hardy has so many units, Hardy just wants to get into a fight. If Hardy gets into a fight against Fu here, he will win that fight. But he cannot start the fight, he needs knights, and Baldy has knights. So right now, at this exact moment, this is where Baldy should start looking to catch Fu. If you use this passage, these bows will not be able to get away. I mean, these swords will be able to help, so maybe it's still difficult, but there's definitely a possibility here. Um, like the middle, just nothing is gonna happen. Like there's too many bows. Like look, Hardy is feeling like, hey, I want to catch, but these knights need to do the need to do the catching. These knights need to do the job. Like these pikes were walking forward, Fu was just like, okay, I'll just walk back, no problem. This catch will never work, you know. These knights need to be there to make the catch happen. Um, and yeah, I just don't think. Okay, here comes the attack. Dude, can they see this? Yeah, they can see it. I'm pretty sure that they don't see it. Of course, I mean it's pretty difficult to spot. I also missed it. Um, I mean, a spectator, it's I think it's even more. Look at the minimap. I cannot. Even now that I know it's there, I can hardly see it at all. So yeah, I mean, in game, you should hear the sound like that your civilians are being attacked, and then you need to have the presence of mind to do something. So Fu commits like what is it? 25 units, or no, 20 units with these spikes. 20 units, and these 20 units they win the game. I missed the militia attack on top from Blackie. Okay, so apparently I missed more base attacks this game. Hopefully that's still coming. Yeah, it looks like it hasn't happened yet. This scout happened early on with a knight. So thanks, Hardy. I will try to catch that. I just read it in chat. So I'm pretty sure that at this point LT has not seen this attack yet. That's coming. But they do have a major advantage on the battlefield all of a sudden, you know, because Fu sent units away. Um, but Baldy needs all of these knights. I mean, imagine these knights is running at this right now. Like Baldy knights, Black Pearl knights. You can hold the center without these knights probably, because it's just gonna be a bow massacre, bow shooting at each other. You don't need the units. So if these knights go here, these knights go here, and then this can catch up, and you can really clean this up. Fu will not be able to run forever. Okay, so this is like right now you should get a single. Your civilians are being attacked, which is even more reason to attack here right now. I mean, you're not gonna be able to defend your base on time. Um, so Black Pearl, okay, here come the militia, which is all. I also missed them. Okay, just go. These knights go back to top, but you don't need them here. Like just use this as your defense in the middle, and keep your like Black Pearl should not go to the middle. Like the middle is fine, don't worry about it. And these bows, you can just also keep them in the middle, then your middle is for sure fine. But these knights, they need to go here. This is a big mistake from Black Pearl. A really big mistake actually. Because look, and now these knights are just gonna be walking back and forth doing nothing. Imagine these 6 knights and these 4. Imagine this group of 10 being here right now or here. Or could do so much damage. Okay, so Fu is in the base. He's gonna kill Hardy's base. These knights are AFK. They could have been here easily. Baldy is Baldy. Baldy is deciding that he wants to shoot his ally. This is typical Baldy gaming. You both need to be standing the other way, looking the other way, Baldy. And now, not just standing the other way, but like you need to on eruption, you constantly need to make space for your teammates. So Hardy's bows need to move here, and then Baldy can take Hardy's position, and then these bows, Black Pearl's bows, can take Baldy's position. Like you need to give each other a lot of space, like all the time. It's really important. Like now, this is just clumped up nonsense. So Baldy gets on top of the bows, he gets some kills, and then he gets baited in too far. And look, Baldy is just constantly lagging behind with his bows. Like, how do you manage to move all his bows from here to here? But in that time, Baldy is standing still with his bows. Like, I'm sure that when Baldy is moving his knights, it's difficult for him to do other stuff as well. Middle is just gonna be whatever. This fight is nothing. Um, where are the militia at? Did I miss it already, or what? What happened? Um, he had a group of militia. I do not understand what happened to them. Maybe it's still coming. But anyways, yeah, this. Oh yeah, this is where Hardy gets really indecisive. Like, he's like, I'm gonna flank. No, I'm gonna group up. I'm gonna flank. And you're losing your base right now. And I mean, yeah, you're aware that you're losing your base for sure. Just gamble. Just go for Fu or do something creative. Like, I think going for Fu is actually the best choice. Um, try to kill something. Like, if you go back to the middle, it's gonna be a fight in which not much happens. I mean, these units can just fall back, and meanwhile you try to make a kill. Uh, this is just now they're doing nothing, and doing nothing is just auto lose because your base is dying, of course. And yeah, okay. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Alright, so I see that the militia tech is happening now. But if you only send militia, I mean, you need to use militia to go through the tower. Oh, we actually just went through here, I guess. Wait, why is this? I guess this tower was eating, or something like that. But if you use militia to, yeah, he went over the bridge. Then you need to have something to follow it up. Like, you can't only send militia. You need to send militia to empty the towers, and then there needs to be like a group of knights or pikes or better units, because this militia tech is just, I mean, Gunga lost some serfs, sure, but I mean, yeah. If Hardy's base isn't dead, then it's nice to kill some serfs. But in this case, it's just not strong enough. Yeah, Hardy going here instead of doing some kind of attack just means you resign. You're not gonna win the game here. There's just gonna be bows shooting at each other. You have 100 bows, yeah, we also have 100 bows. Let's kill each other's melee. Okay, all the melee dies. Oh, I have some melee left. I'm gonna try to push. Oh, you also produce some melee. Oh, everything dies. So everything just die. Yeah, let's trade some melee. Oh, everything dies. Okay, I'm gonna suicide and CG. So, yeah, they should have done something different. Something creative. Awesome game. I'm really glad that this was the final. Hopefully we'll have more Knights Immersions tournaments in the future, because this was really fun. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I hope I managed to explain myself clearly, and I hope you guys enjoyed having me like explain my thoughts and reasonings. And I hope you guys enjoyed the game, most of all. Well, that's it for me. So see you guys next time. Hopefully something will be happening soon. Um, I do plan to play myself if there is another tournament. Like I didn't play in this one, and like I'm worse than these 4 players, and I play in beer, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But maybe we can have like a second beer team, like a beer budget beer team in which I can play. But yeah, uh, these were the final stats. Black Pearl did a lot of kills, but I think he made some mistakes in this game. Um, Baldy is just not on the other guy's level, so this is fine. And then Hardy also made mistakes. Um, and oh yeah, Bear just won through experience and communication, and I think that's a really nice reason to have as like this is why you guys won, and that's like a deserved win. Like they didn't just get one good catch and that was it. They won in a nice way, and yep, that was it for me. Bye bye, guys.